So if you get a virus, you're all like stuffy and junky, and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, you go to the store because you need medication to help you. That's what we're gonna talk about now. So I first wanna talk about what to do when you get to the store because it's overwhelming, right? You walk in.
It is crazy. And even if you're like looking at one type of medication, right? They'll have 9 different color boxes, all the same basic drug.
Kind of.
But in 9 different boxes. Like,
what do you do?
Like, seriously.
So what do? And some people actually stand in the aisle and they do that. And this is my first piece of advice, is when you're going, think about the symptom that's the thing that's bothering you the most.
The most.
And pick a drug or a medication that's gonna deal with that symptom. This is multi-symptom. Don't get something that's just gonna knock out everything, because the idea is if you take medications you don't need, you might end up with side effects you don't want. So that's the first thing, is don't do the multi-symptom unless you got all the symptoms. That's the first thing.
So don't over-medicate, even if it's over the counter.
Thank you, doctor.
I'm here for you, baby.
I love it. This is great. Okay, so let's start by talking about congestion. Look for a decongestant. But let me show you how they work, okay? The reason why we're congested is, let's pretend this is our nose, okay? It doesn't look like a nose, but this is our nose.
That's a pretty big nose, Doc.
And this is a blood vessel that's in our nose, and when we get sick, okay, can you do me a favor and hold the bottom of this?
Sure.
Okay, so when we get sick, our blood vessels get swollen like this. See how swollen they get?
That's why you talk like this.
Right, and the air can't go through. But when we take a decongestant, it lowers this blood vessel, reduces the swelling, and all of a sudden air can pass through. So
and then you start running like a river.
Yes, so that's how decongestants work, right?
Good job, decongestants.
I love it. You just gotta be careful. If you got high blood pressure or stuff like that, check with your doctor first, because you may not be able to take these, so check with your doctor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
it affects your blood pressure.
It can, yes. So decongestants in particular, guys, you wanna be like, Doc, can I take this?
Can I take this, especially if you're on blood pressure meds, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I could have gone to doctor school.
I love it. This is awesome. Okay, and the next symptom we got. Okay.
So what if we have a cough?
Cough. Okay. So 2 types of cough. This is where I need you guys to put your thinking caps on and be like, okay, what kind of cough do I have? You know that kind of cough that's you got all that stuff rattling in your chest, and then you're coughing it up and you're spitting stuff. And
a wet cough, right?
That's a more polite way to say it. But yes, a wet cough. Well, doctors, we want you to get that stuff out. And if that's you, we want you to take what's called an expectorant, something with guafenicin.
That lifts all that stuff up.
Yes, this is what you want to take, something with guafenicin. It's an expectorant. It will help you cough all that stuff out and get rid of it. It helps thin mucus. That is
You can
super
expect a whole bunch of green stuff to come out of you.
Yes. And I would say if you got a dry cough, because sometimes maybe it's not a wet cough, but you're just hacking all through the night or through meetings or at work, and you just coughing.
And it makes your throat hurt when you cough.
You get a sore throat.
Or like when you hear a little kid, poor little thing sounds like a seal.
Yeah.
That
the
thing.
barking cough.
The
Doesn't
barking
break your
cough.
heart,
Ooh,
right?
horrible.
It's hard to hear, right? So if that's you, you want a medicine called an antitussive. This is a medication that usually has something called dextromethorphan in it. This is an ingredient that works in the brain to help suppress cough. But those are just a couple of things that you can kind of think about.
It works in your brain.
Yes, very smart.
To trick you into
not coughing. Yeah, it suppresses your cough that way.
That's so cool.
I know.
It messes with your head so you think you don't have to cough.
And it stops you from coughing.
Our entire audience can step up if they would like to get in on the flu shot fun. I'm going to go over here and get a shot. They apparently want me to prove it to you that I'm going to get the shot. Thank you so much to Dr. Jen and to our mobile health team for keeping us all healthy. All right, load me up, Mama.
Okay, now you had a flu shot before in the past, right?